The Tudor Dynasty, one of the most fascinating and transformative periods in English history, ruled from 1485 to 1603. It was a time of political intrigue, religious upheaval, cultural rebirth, and global exploration. This video will take you through every significant detail about the Tudors, from their origins to their lasting legacy. The Tudors emerged from the chaos of the Wars of the Roses, a series of civil wars between the houses of Lancaster and York, competing for the English throne. Henry Tudor, a member of the House of Lancaster, claimed the throne after his decisive victory at the Battle of Bosworth Field on August 22, 1485. He defeated King Richard III, the last Yorkist king, effectively ending the conflict. Henry's claim to the throne was tenuous. His mother, Lady Margaret Beaufort, descended from Edward III through an illegitimate line. To strengthen his position, Henry married Elizabeth of York, uniting the rival houses and symbolically ending decades of strife. This union not only brought peace, but also legitimized the Tudor claim to the throne. Henry's cautious governance and shrewd policies set a new tone for royal authority in England, marking the beginning of a dynasty that would redefine the nation. Henry VII was a pragmatic and cautious ruler. His reign focused on restoring stability and rebuilding England's war-torn economy. To consolidate power, he secured alliances. Henry arranged advantageous marriages for his children. His eldest son Arthur married Catherine of Aragon, a union that strengthened ties with Spain. Rebuilt the economy. Through policies like the Navigation Acts, he encouraged trade and limited foreign influence on English markets. Henry also avoided costly wars, preferring diplomacy. Controlled nobility. Using tools like the Star Chamber, he curbed the power of unruly nobles, ensuring loyalty. Henry also focused on accumulating wealth for the crown. Through taxation and careful financial management, he left a full treasury for his successors, providing a strong foundation for Tudor rule. Henry's reign laid the groundwork for a more centralized monarchy, setting the stage for his descendants to rule with authority. If there is one Tudor monarch everyone remembers, it is Henry VIII. Famous for his 6 marriages and larger-than-life personality, Henry's reign dramatically altered England's religious and political landscape. Catherine of Aragon, Henry's first wife, and the widow of his brother Arthur. Their marriage lasted over 20 years, but when Catherine failed to produce a male heir, Henry sought an annulment, leading to a major religious schism. Anne Boleyn, Henry's second wife and mother of Elizabeth VIII. Her inability to produce a son led to her downfall, and she was executed on charges of adultery and treason. Jane Seymour, Henry's third wife, who bore him his only legitimate son, Edward VI, but died shortly after childbirth. Anne of Cleves, Henry's fourth wife. A political marriage that ended in annulment due to lack of attraction. Catherine Howard, Henry's fifth wife, executed for adultery. Catherine Parr, his sixth and final wife, who outlived him and acted as a stabilizing influence in his later years. Henry's desire to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon led to a seismic religious shift. When the Pope refused to grant the annulment, Henry broke from the Catholic Church and established the Church of England in 1534 through the Act of Supremacy, making himself its supreme head. This move confiscated vast monastic lands, enriching the crown, created deep divisions between Catholics and Protestants in England, set the stage for future religious conflict. Henry was also a patron of the arts and education, supporting scholars like Thomas More and promoting the use of English Bibles. Additionally, he modernized the navy, building warships that would play a crucial role in England's maritime dominance. Edward VI, Henry VIII's only son, ascended the throne at just 9 years old. His reign was dominated by regents, primarily Edward Seymour, Duke of Somerset, and later John Dudley, Duke of Northumberland. Edward's reign saw a further push toward Protestantism. The Book of Common Prayer, written by Thomas Cranmer, became the standard for worship. Church services were conducted in English, not Latin. Catholic practices like the veneration of saints were abolished. However, Edward's health was frail, and he died at the age of 15, leaving a succession crisis. His attempt to bypass his half-sisters in favor of Lady Jane Grey, a Protestant relative, failed. Jane's reign lasted just 9 days before Mary I claimed the throne. Mary I, Edward's half-sister and the daughter of Catherine of Aragon, sought to reverse the Protestant Reformation and restore Catholicism in England. Her reign was marked by marrying Philip II of Spain. This alliance was deeply unpopular, as many feared England would become a Spanish satellite. Persecution of Protestants, known as Bloody Mary, she burned nearly 300 Protestants at the stake during her reign, which fueled anti-Catholic sentiment. Failed reforms. Despite her efforts, Protestantism had taken deep root, and her policies faced resistance. Mary also faced personal tragedies, including multiple false pregnancies, which added to the challenges of her reign. Her death in 1558 brought her Protestant half-sister, Elizabeth, to the throne. Elizabeth I is often regarded as one of England's greatest monarchs. Her reign, known as the Elizabethan era, was a time of cultural flourishing and national strength. Elizabeth inherited a divided kingdom. She established the Elizabethan religious settlement, which created a middle ground between Catholic and Protestant practices. The Church of England became firmly Protestant, but retained some traditional elements to appease both sides. Defeat of the Spanish Armada, 1588. This naval victory against Spain's fleet marked England as a rising global power. Diplomatic balancing act. Elizabeth skillfully navigated alliances and rivalries with European powers, avoiding unnecessary wars. Elizabeth's reign saw a cultural golden age. William Shakespeare and Christopher Marlowe produced timeless works. Exploration flourished, with figures like Sir Francis Drake circumnavigating the globe and Sir Walter Raleigh establishing colonies in the Americas. Elizabeth never married, claiming she was wedded to her kingdom. Her decision ensured no foreign influence through marriage, but left the Tudor line without an heir. This decision also allowed her to maintain full control over her policies and court, solidifying her authority as a ruler. Elizabeth I died childless in 1603, bringing the Tudor dynasty to an end. The throne passed to James VI of Scotland, the son of Mary, Queen of Scots, uniting the crowns of England and Scotland under the Stuart dynasty. This union marked the beginning of a new chapter in British history, but the Tudor legacy remained strong. The Tudors' impact on England and the world is immense. Religious transformation. The Reformation changed England's religious landscape forever. Centralized monarchy. The Tudors strengthened the monarchy, creating a more unified state. Cultural contributions. The arts, literature, and exploration thrived, leaving a lasting legacy. Global exploration. Tudor-era explorers laid the groundwork for England's future empire. Political evolution. The Tudors established the precedent of parliamentary cooperation, which would shape England's future governance. The Tudors remain one of the most iconic royal families in history, remembered for their dramatic lives, profound changes, and the enduring mark they left on England and the world. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Tudors, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating historical content.